G'day people, we're at Ed's beautiful property. Don't look at the fat cat. Mount Beerwar in the distance. A bit rainy today. We don't know whether we'll be able to fly today, but nonetheless, we're here to do an unboxing, or should I say a double. So let's get started. There we have it.
Ed, and look what's turned up in the mail today after a wait of a couple of days. DJI's latest iteration of drones. So let's see what's inside the box.
Probably a drone, Ed.
I hope so. I hope it's not some kind of BDSM kind of gear, which I've heard a bit about. Apparently DJI is in cahoots with manufacturers of certain toys.
I mean, this gimbal cover is very unique to say the least. I mean, you know,
straight out of the adult shop.
Yeah, Ed, if you're going to one of your BDSM parties, they got just a thing for you, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Ed.
I thought it might
It's
go
pretty
over your
weird,
mouth
but it has a secondary use.
as a gag over your wife to stop them complaining about buying
Yeah.
yet another drone.
Yeah, darling, have you bought another drone? Hang on, I've got the gimbal cover for you. Shut up.
Yeah, that's it.
That's your
Is it
backpack
right? Let's
section.
open up all the little pockets. Ah, cool. So if I jump out of a plane, I'll have a parachute to use.
Exactly.
Nice black box. As every aeroplane should have. A black
Exactly,
box just in case.
What's that old joke? What's that old joke?
I'm not sure.
That girl that, you know, she couldn't wrestle, but you should see her box.
Ah, no, I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Charger. Happy to say it plugged into an Aussie not passports. PowerPoint. What else have we got? Controller. That looks familiar.
I'll probably get abused by all the people that I give the hard time to on YouTube and Facebook. Say, fucking Roscoe, I'm not watching this shit. Care factor. It's a bit like original Dobo. He's quite funny.
Yes.
He says, if you get offended by this, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I thought, good on you. I think that is a ripper.
Yeah.
It's my show. I'll do it the way I want.
About time to softies go and watch Play School.
This is the thing I was disappointed with.
Yeah, it's very basic, isn't it? The
Is
controller.
this controller?
Yeah.
It's the same as a Mini 2. I mean,
Yeah, identical. I saw
mean, what-
Sue's controller and it looks exactly like that.
what the fuck? So yeah, personally I find this is a, I mean there's nothing wrong with the controller, but you would have thought that DJI would have made an improvement to the controller from their base model.
Certainly for the amount of money that you have to
I mean-
pay for it.
Pay an absolute top dollar for this aircraft. Anyway, nothing that hasn't been said before.
Look at this. It's quite light actually. I was expecting it to be a little heavier. That got it's got a battery in there already as well. Push the button and no one's home, so it needs a charge. On that one either. So it looks like they ship them discharged. I imagine that's for safety reasons. Quick start guide. 10 different languages. Some rules as to how high you can fly.
That's the Australian drone rules too, by the way. That's from CASA.
In fine print, so you might need a microscope to read it.
Yeah, oh, we use the optical zoom on the drone, huh?
True. Ooh, a lot of things in here. Looks like my
That's your
memory card holder.
No. That's your.
No, that's my makeup.
To go with your BDSM strap.
I'll give that to the wife. Filters. That's good that they
ND
come with
filters,
yeah. Could be handy. I don't normally use them. And 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of spare props. So that's 5 sets altogether, including the one that's already on the drone.
So
worry-free flying, just in case I hit a tree or.
Mate, that gives you plenty of opportunity to crash your drone.
It does.
Well, at least ruin your props.
And this looks like a actual battery holder, charging station. I have batteries to go into. I'll unbox the controller.
Is that one of those genuine imitation knives, Ed?
Yeah, it's very sharp.
Yeah?
Count your fingers before you start using it.
Yeah, I only have 3 left after my unboxing.
No, I only lose fingers when I try and retrieve a drone that's still spinning. Now, this got charged. It does, look at that. We got 2.5 bars. Well, that's good. At least we can use a controller.
Yeah.
Not much use without a charged drone. It's always a wonder why packaging is so overdone. Like, why does that need to be wrapped? Not a piece of plastic. Or why does that need to be
condoms for it.
So this is a quite a thick USB-C cable.
For your charger, I would assume.
So the charger actually has two outputs. So one, I presume, will be for the controller, which will be a lower charging current. Whereas this one here, I imagine, is for the thicker cable. Is to charge the actual batteries. So probably if you use the thinner cable, it may take a little longer to charge the batteries. What else have we got? Oh, this thing here. Ooh. Hey, what is this? I think the cricket players of Australia might be able to use this as their box. Actually, no, got a much better idea. When my wife comes home and she finds out I've bought another drone, before she says anything, I'll put this around her mouth just to muffle the noise a little bit.
Yeah, good idea, Ed.
Much better than a box for cricket players. But it does look quite handy. Like the old type of gimbal covers and protections were very fragile. I've seen a few break, but this looks quite robust. Made of some kind of rubber material. It looks easy enough to fit. So let's have a look at the machine itself. We've got the big camera out the front, and it's quite large and heavy. So we want to make sure that we don't get any quick bumps, because there might be a fair bit of momentum that could cause some problems. So gentle flying. Make sure obstacle avoidance is on when required. Apart from that, it looks very similar to all other drones of this type. So hopefully the image quality is another step up.
So here you go, you've got the two #1 fold-up beasts in the consumer or prosumer fold-up drone market. The Mavic 3, the Autel Evo 2. You get an idea of the difference in the sizes by looking at that, or looking at it from that point of view. not a great deal of difference, to be quite honest. But in terms of weight, I mean, you do have a 300, almost 300 grams more weight with the Evo. But I think the bulk of that weight comes from this, the battery. If you actually take the batteries out of either aircraft, the actual aircraft's weigh the same. And the other difference is the obstacle avoidance, whereby you have the diagonal obstacle avoidance on the front and rear, whereas the Evo has your 6 sensors, two at the front, 2 at the back, 8 sensors and 2 on each side. So there's probably a little bit more weight in the aircraft from that as well. But we will set off and do some comparisons of, we know which one's going to fly better. This is renowned for flying like a big truck, but she's a steady and rock solid and reliable drone, whereas this flies more like a sports car and is a little bit more responsive. But I'm not telling anyone something that they didn't already know.
This battery out. It seems quite well locked in, so there shouldn't be any chance of it popping out during flight.
You see that clip above, in between the obstacle avoidance sensors? That's where your SD card goes.
Yeah, the memory card, yeah. So that's the okay, yep, it comes out quite easy. So the USB-C port and a slot for the memory card, and I imagine the memory card needs to be spec'd correctly for what you're filming. In other words, you need a high data rate, otherwise you may get some issues if you're filming at high res. Okay, that's about it. Now we're just going to wait for the drone to charge. Are you ready for my wife to see the new muzzle?
You'll see on this box there is a QR code, so you just scan that and straight away you get the introductory web page for the aircraft. So you've got the app download, then you've got a introductory video and also a user manual, which is quite handy for all those that are new to the drone.
Okay, Ross, how many hands have you got? The reason I asked that silly question is that we've got a whole family of drones here, from some very old ones, which have seen better days, to a couple of beautiful Evo 2Ps, and a good old Phantom 4 Pro, and 2 of our recently unpacked M3s, and a couple of babies.
Mini 2.
A Mini 2 and
the doorstop.
Yeah, it's not worth talking about that last one on the right, but all the others are pretty good. So hopefully we can fly them all up at once. I just need to get all the kids home so they can all have one controller each, and we'll have a big group flight.